We may be the Wildcat Sanctuary, but today we're feeling a little Jurassic. Oh my gosh, and truly Jurassic. Look at this. Amazing. Oh, not me. Look at this amazing piece of enrichment that's been crafted by our dedicated animal care interns. And not just amazing, creative, fun. That is a pink dinosaur. Michaela, can I give you all the credit on this? Okay, I want to do that. This is 100% much credit to be given to animal care intern Michaela. And I think I've seen a few of her, and maybe you as well have seen a few of her creative enrichment creations. I think there's been like a Axeman something.
Yeah, a Bigfoot. Yeah.
Okay, a Bigfoot. Look at that. There's a big hop from Winona there. And lots of fun creation. So down goes that Jurassic piece of enrichment. Nothing but your same old kind of enrichment items that you'll see us, but with a creative flair. So I see some tubes mixed in. There's boxes kind of making up the different body portions of this dino piece of enrichment. And some paper. And of course, we can't forget some added scent for a cat like Winona. Lion, Thor, or rather Tiger, Thor Jr., White Tiger, Winona's next door neighbor here in Roar Ridge. He got some enrichment as well. And I'm happy because Thor, I put the ball up on your pool for you, and I'm glad that was the first thing you went to go knock over. So welcome everyone. You're tuned into a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Hanging out with some of our rescued residents. Here's Tigress Winona. That was Thor across the way. These are two of 140 plus rescues who call the Wildcat Sanctuary their forever home. We know that cats like Winona may not be able to live a wild life for reasons that led a lot of these cats to sanctuaries, that they are perhaps being exploited. They're coming from closed down roadside zoos, closed down, or rather surrendered by private owners. And for all these reasons, our rescues are not able to live wild, but here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, they can live with compassion, and they can live with what we call a wild at heart life. And yesterday, I might have to make my way over to Thor Jr. here because he's having a blast. And yesterday, speaking of wild at heart lives and what you guys make possible, yesterday we had a whole day dedicated to a very special resident. Yesterday we celebrated the life of Bobcat baby Jenga. And so I wanted to, in person, sometimes those live posts can be hard on the day of, Miss Winona. Thank you for those truths. In person, I just want to thank everyone who extended their support to Tammy yesterday, who extended their support and condolences to the staff and interns, and just everyone in the comment section, and creating that wonderful sense of community that we all know and love here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and especially on days like yesterday that collectively for us as a community are hard. And so thanks for making yesterday what it was for not only the people, but of course baby as well. What do you think? She says, well, I knocked over that dino. What else you want here? Well, there's some sense on there, Winona. I can only imagine you're going to be rubbing like a fool here in a moment. But typical Winona, kind of similar to Dash. She likes getting...
Extra poles for us. We need ceiling poles for the
I got my radio on. Kind of similar to Dash. She likes her people. She's going to come over, say hi. You can hear her chuffing to me, doing some rubbing. Obviously, here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we're a no-contact sanctuary, so you're not going to see me reaching out and trying to pet Winona. None of that here. That's not for, just for my safety, obviously. Winona's an apex predator. That's incredibly dangerous, but for her sake as well. Winona, we're going to head over and see what your next-door neighbor's doing. Follow Olivia here.
Hey, everyone.
Get into the comments. Say hi to the folks. Sherry V, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Wednesday. Looking for, oh, I see Ellen Simmons is here. Hey, Ellen. Susan Mintz is here saying sweet Winona chuffs. Sweet indeed. Winona gives, in my opinion, some of the best chuffs here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And if you're unfamiliar what a tiger chuff is, that's a unique little vocalization that's unique to tigers. And essentially what she's doing is blowing air through her mouth and out through her nose, and it's just a little tiger greeting. And she says, well, I'm having a little tiger potty time right now, mister. I'm going to catch up with Thor Jr. over here. We got to host a... Let me blast some folks here. I have Kelly, Andrew, Michaela, who we just saw created that pink dino. Andrew in the back. Caretaker Kelly. Caretaker... Tyler. Why don't you introduce yourself, Tyler? And then Riley. And Riley, as well as Michaela. Max, I didn't see you back there. And as well as Froggy Brianna here. That's her username. If anybody wants to play Fortnite with Brianna, you know where to find her. But I had to do a little hello to the folks here. We obviously, there's a lot of hard work to be done here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and we can watch a little bit of our hard work unfold in front of us. A cat enjoying itself. That's something that we love doing. So glad I get to spotlight some of the people. And I can hardly keep up because Thor Jr. is having a blast with his paper-covered balls. I am so happy to see you enjoying that, Mr. Thor. That was a little simple but effective enrichment, And hiding behind the red paper is your favorite red ball. I think we have clips that are etched into our memory of Thor playing with this ball in the winter, Thor playing with this ball in his pool during the summer. They are just attached at the hip, and it's fun. Obviously, Thor gets a variety of toys to enjoy here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. He's had the big kind of Tipsy Titan, the giant version of the Tipsy Tom. He's had regular Tipsy Toms, but that red ball just continues to beat out the entire lot. Hey, handsome man. I saw you make a pretty big jump on the way over, Thor Jr.
He did. It was a very big jump.
Yeah.
He got the zoomies.
Yeah, I could tell. Well, zoom. Let's see what's happening here. I love seeing all the hellos to the group of caretakers and interns that we just walked by. Seeing some more frolicking cats in the background. I see white tigers, Simon and Jeremy. And Thor Jr., he's so funny. He has this unique little kind of moat almost in his yard. And he loves putting his balls. You can see this first one. That has now found its way into his little moat. As well as that red one. And it's kind of this little puzzle that he sets up for himself. He puts it down in there. There's a lot of these rocks kind of lining that little crevice in his habitat. And makes for plenty of irregular movement coming from those balls. It makes for a loud playing experience with those balls, and it's just a common area that Thor likes bringing his toys into and enjoying, is that little tiger moat. But I also like seeing this type of behavior from a cat like Thor. He had some enrichment placed in his habitat, and so he went back into his bedroom to check things out. He's just kind of cruising, looking, keeping his ear to the ground and nose in the air, wondering what else is new out there. And that's one of the ways we can see the efficacy of the types of enrichment that we're doing, and why it's important for us to maintain a kind of varied life structure for our residents who are obviously living in a captive environment. What do you think? What's your girlfriend up to? What's she doing? Here's some trumpeter swans in the distance rather. Winona's coming to stalk all the people over here. What do you think? Yes. You made pretty quick work of that pink dino, I'd say. Hey, Jim Brill. Glad to see you with us. Yeah, Lisa Parker, that's so right. You're kind of building off of Thor putting his toys in places that are maybe hard to get. And your comment here is funny how cats like make playing hard. Like cats will put their toys under the couch and so hard to get and reach at. I completely agree. I did some cleaning in my apartment this last weekend, and my cat was so happy. And bless her heart, she thinks she's getting a bunch of new toys, but there are a bunch of little toys that have been lost to the under my couch for the past month or so. And it is the funniest thing how they get to you know, just having fun, and in the midst of having fun, they might lose a toy or two.
You know, Judson, while we're over here with Winona, I was thinking about the dodo reposting Dash's video, and we might have some new people here. And lots of people ask when they first hear Dash's story about Winona. So it might be a good time to share if there are new people out there.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to. It's, you know, I think that's a type of rescue that kind of informs a lot of different aspects as to what we do here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Anything from the types of things we're facing here in the United States before the passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act. Wow, look at that, Mr. Thor Jr. You know, as well as the types of things that just were unfolding here in the United States, and the type of cruelty and profit that's being made off of big cats at the time. So Winona, who we just saw, was a part of a harrowing rescue that we were called to rehome 4 big cats from a breeding facility in Indiana, and called to rehome 2 lions and 2 tigers. And upon entering this rescue and knowing it was a breeding facility, still unexpectedly we came across baby tiger Dash, who had just been born hours before. And that Olivia just mentioned that it was the Dash video that was reposted on the Dodos page, and with Winona being Dash's mother, is that we had no idea that we would be coming across an hours-old tiger cub. This is the first time we've ever stumbled into a situation like that. And talking to Tammy today, Winona's rescue and that Indiana rescue still goes down as one of the most unexpected, and kind of launched our kind of preparedness campaign to make sure for rescues like that, where we thought we were ready for everything, and then coming across a newborn tiger when we weren't. Well, lo and behold, we're going to make sure that going forward, we're ready for something like that. Obviously, Dash is here with us, but nonetheless, crazy conditions for a crazy rescue, setting out to rescue 4 big cats and coming home with 5, the 5th being a newborn tiger. But Winona, Dash, as well as Wally, Marlene, and Marcus. Marcus, Wally, and Marlene have since passed, and we got to certainly relish their time in rescue here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. All 3 very special cats, leaving very special marks on us all. But that Indiana rescue, just as Ellen's mentioning here, that's certainly a TWS event that many of you remember, and maybe you're new. And it is one kind of familiarizing yourself with, of not only what these types of cats were going through, but also what we're capable of here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We're empowered by you to make a difference for cats like Winona and cats like Dash, and lifelong differences at that. What do you think, pretty lady? I've been talking about you. Yeah. I hear some lions singing across the way. Hey, Anne-Marie Fisher, thanks for joining us today. Carrie Deakins, 50 stars. Thank you, Carrie. And you look so beautiful today, by the way, Miss Winona. Happy Wednesday, Sydney Logan. Happy hump day. Let's see who else is here. Ellen Simmons saying, I missed those 3. They were some special cats indeed, Ellen. Michael Hoffnagel pointing out missing Marcus. I as well, Michael. And good to see you here, Michael, as well. Hope all is well in Alaska. Quite the challenge is right, Ellen. That was one heck of a rescue. That's something, as we're kind of coming up on 25 years of rescuing here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Man, that's one that's going to stick with us forever. And it might be getting loud here, folks, yeah. But that's just how it is. The caretakers are going to be speeding up on their UTVs, but we'll just enjoy some cat time in the meantime. What do you think, Yeah. There goes zoom, zoom. Oh, Thor, those are just the coolest things in the world, aren't they? Those are just the coolest things in the world. Hey, Jamie Fry, excited to be here, exclaiming that you finally caught alive. Welcome, Jamie. Glad to have you with us, and I hope you are doing well on this Wednesday. We've been hanging out with Thor Jr. We've been hanging out with Winona. And, you know, service has been pretty good. And maybe we can get a little bit of a stroll under us here. Oh, Jocelyn, that's a special memory, talking about Marcus and his pool. That's probably a memory that flashes across my mind anytime I see Dash in a pool. I see a lot of his dad and Mr. Dashers. We'll catch up with Winona here. But truthfully, I'm kind of interested to maybe take the opposite way around me, because not only would I be able to see Tiger's Pandora, who is kind of in one of her predictable spots where she can be kind of blessed with chuffs from Simon and Jeremy about every moment they walk by her. So she's right up in the front of her habitat. But almost even better, we'd be able to, perhaps internet willing, turn around and see Sophie and Gino enjoying a nice kind of pleasant, I'm tempted to say early spring. We're almost in March. You know, it hardly hasn't been a winter, but maybe I can say a early spring morning that those two rather are enjoying, like many of the rescues here. What do you think, Big Door? That beautiful long tiger tail. 99 stars. Thank you for that, Michael. Much appreciated. Thor Jr. says, hey, I wasn't done being cute and entertaining you guys. Thor Jr. is full of hijinks just about every minute of the day. Olivia, how old is Thor? Is he, I think he was 4 when he arrived, 3 or 4?
Yeah, so he's probably 5 or 6 now.
Okay.
He's definitely a younger tiger, could even be considered by some to be teenage.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He has some maturity to go. I'd say that tigers don't peak maturity-wise probably until that 6 to 7 range, where they're really a true adult tiger. But Thor would be one of our younger tigers, because, I mean, Dimitri and Griffin are 14 now.
There's some of our most senior tigers, probably, as well. Pandora being their aunt, a little older than them.
Exactly. So I'd group Thor in with that younger crowd,
Very
honestly.
much. Oh yeah, very much so. As with Aurora and Alana,
Yes.
and also just thinking about where they're rescued from, the infamous Tiger King Park, and what those cats were used for, just being bred for profit, and obviously that not being pediatric or old cat in a system that was suitable for those exploiters at the time. All right, I see Gino doing some singing, or hear him. I'm gonna zoom in because I got the superphone. But there's Gino walking up front, and there's Mom sitting on her platform. They were just Mom was sitting up on her platform like we see her here, and Gino was sitting under her. But it looks like he went up to the front of his habitat to get some Gino time in, which is still great to see. Look at here. So Pandora's sleeping, and speaking of age groups and cats, and Pandora's an older cat, and in her senior age, she has become a little bit harder of hearing, we've discovered. And so I'm also wanting to be a little bit cautious, and I don't want to startle her. So I'm gonna maybe not walk right up to the fence. I'm gonna go all around, all the way around her, and maybe just out of her peripherals she would hear me or see me. Well, I hear you, Mr. Jeremy. But Pandora is napping, and again, she is a little hard of hearing in her old age. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Good job, Pandora.
Yeah, silly goose. I'm talking about this graceful, pretty lady right here. She says, oh, but that sun feels so good on the soft grass. I don't know if I can be bothered to give a tiger chuff. But now that you know I'm here, Miss Pandy, I'm going to just step a little bit closer so I can get a better angle at you. You can zoom in on that tiger head. That's one thing that's so cool. And, you know, kind of those low-hanging fruit tiger facts, say what you will, I still find them so cool. And just looking at the stripes on a tiger and understanding that, you know, just like our fingerprints, they're unique to that tiger, and that Miss Pandora, that beautiful set of stripes, is hers and hers only. And I just think that's so cool that not one tiger pattern is going to be the same.
No,
hey, pretty lady. Good morning from that morning cat nap. Karen Daughtry, I can't believe it either with your comment saying you can't believe we're not buried in snow. Admittedly, I'm still, you know, not holding my breath that we're going to get out of this Minnesota winter, quote-unquote winter, unscathed, as March traditionally is our highest precipitation month. So for snow precipitation, that is. So perhaps we might still get walloped with the big one, as they say, but no, for now it has been a very uncharacteristic year. And I think every day I look around at some of the photos I've taken this winter and how different it has looked this season. And Pandora, she's got herself facing a certain way for a specific reason, because she's got her handsome white tiger neighbors walking by, and having them dote on her is certainly one of the highlights of her day here, and we're so happy for that. And vice versa, it would have been Tiger Sabrina who used to live in this habitat. Look at this, how dang adorable.
Oh, that's how
okay,
sneaky Sophie is.
So
wow.
Sophie was up here on her platform as we came around the corner. We saw Gino go up to the front of the habitat. Well, Mom thought that seemed like a good idea as well, and they wanted to get some sun together. So there's Sophie.
Well,
okay.
and she took the opportunity while our backs were turned, too.
Yeah. And so here's Gino, I think maybe going to do some grooming. So cute seeing Griffin and Dimitri in the background, if anybody can see the little Tiger Trio Easter egg way back there. But that's her grooming, or rather her being groomed by Gino. Hey, Mr. Simon. And she was just totally lying flat on her back a moment ago, sunning her belly. So if that doesn't speak to kind of the level of companionship, oh yeah, here we go, that was assessed by our caretaking staff during the merging process. I mean, oh my word. Wow, man, that is so special. I hope everyone is drinking this in. We don't often see Lioness Sophie's belly. She is one of our more guarded rescues here, and particular about people. And you know, thanks to you guys, you're enabling us to make little adjustments in her life, like giving her a companion, her son Gino, when she had lost her former companion Kimba about 2 years ago now, and what that type of contentment can do for a cat. It's very, very special. Wow.
That's just the best.
Yeah, it is. It is. And Pandora kind of flipped around.
She's making so many noises.
Are you doing a lot of mooing, Miss Pandora? You're one of our more vocal tigers. You certainly are. And so regal. You always appreciate having your beauty documented on a photo or video, and we appreciate that. Kendra Ditto saying that is a content Sophie. Yeah, holy buckets. I was pretty impressed with that flop. What do you think? Big tiger stretch. Wow, well, I don't know if that was very bovine, more alien-like, Pandora.
It's a sound of her own.
Yeah. And I admit it. I'm glad she gave us some people time, but I still get a little more enjoyment. She's like, "All right, hi people. Now I'm turning back this way to face my tigers." I think that's pretty cool. I don't want to infringe on Sophie's comfort here, but I would maybe just like to see. I can see where Gino is relative to where she is. Yep, so. Yeah, we got bellies out here. Thank you, Olivia, for pointing out Simon here, who has apparently caught the memo. The rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary do have emails, and they share email chains apparently. That today is the day to sun your belly. So there goes Simon. And then, of course, Sophie, who... Simon, it's special to see your belly, and I appreciate that, but this is a very special belly over here. And accented by lion song. Curious if maybe Gino is going to chime in here. See the Ukraine pride plodding along, too, across the way. Everywhere I go. Must be a show your belly day. You're right about that, Ellen. Quite the tiger belly, Mr. Simon.
Sophie's moved on to grooming Gino now.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, brother. I apologize if anybody's getting motion sickness. I do apologize, but you have to have your head on a swivel when there's just so many precious moments happening around you. And precious moments brought to you by you, our awesome supporters. It's just the darn truth. And Gino says, "Hey, that part of my butt's clean, Mom, okay?" You know, it's kind of like the mom, trying to wet the hair, get the hair, more in line. Maybe sometimes Gino, he says, "I'm still in my rebellious phase here."
That was an interesting interaction.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, so Gino told Sophie that he wasn't so into her grooming that spot anymore. And Sophie stood up, and they kind of stared at each other for a second, and then Sophie was like, "Okay, I respect you."
Yeah.
And that's a really cool interaction to see between those
Yeah,
two.
she immediately, you saw that kind of subtle drop of her head, and I don't even think I heard maybe a vocalization or anything from
Nope.
Gino. It was more just a kind of look and an understanding, and Sophie dropping her head and submitting and say, "Hey, I understand." So that was a very awesome interaction, and just the type of things that the caretakers are trying to understand and telegraph when they're assessing these types of murders. These are big cats. Those are 2 African lions that have killing power, not only for humans but one another. And when we care about these cats, we love these cats. We want the best life possible for them. It's a very delicate situation. Obviously, companionship's a great thing, but never at the sake of the safety of these rescues. So happy to see that kind of play out, and you guys see the type of cues and signals that we look for at the Wildcat Sanctuary to ensure that something as merging 2 lions together is going to be safe for both parties. All right, more belly time. Holy buckets. It's been a pretty light-hearted live post today, and I think that's a good tone, especially kind of the day we had yesterday. And I mentioned at the beginning of the post, and it's worth mentioning again, just thanking everyone for turning out yesterday on the celebration of baby Jenga Blue, passing away at 22 years old, but man, living an incredible life. And you guys just making sure that you were sharing your special memories and also sharing your condolences with us. It was a hard day, but only made easier by you guys. So thanks again for coming out and supporting us. All right, we've almost done a full loop-de-loop here in Roar Ridge. And I would like to just get a quick greeting from Leopard Shadow here, who I see is already stalking me from the edge of her habitat. Thanks again, Angie Pitch Cabbage, for sharing a piece of your heart with us during tough times like that. Hey, Miss Shadow. And typical Shadow, she was just stalking me, and now she's got to get up and prance and show off. Yeah, pretty lady, You got that long leopard tail. You've got that beautiful black coat. And as one of our oldest rescues, Shadow is always willing to show off that she's still got some pep in her step. Tammy giving some updates on Shadow during her last Wildcat wrap-up, that obviously that as a geriatric cat, she still does show realistic signs of being geriatric. Things like Shadow becoming a little slightly incontinent in her senior years, and us doing things like swapping out her bed box for a hammock, which is going to help that urine drain and dry faster, as well as be a little bit easier on some of those joints as she ages. So certainly Shadow's still got a lot of pep in her step, and she likes proving otherwise, that she's not actually one of the oldest rescues here at TWS. But great to see that not only she can still act young, but no matter what, we're still catering to her senior and geriatric needs no matter what. And so, Shadow, you had a pair of eyes watching you. This is Lynx Ripley, and Ripley and Miko have really been enjoying this space. I think we've now checked in on these two. We kind of missed out, admittedly, Miss Ripley, on a live post. I think it would have been last week we had set out some, earlier this week, we'd set out some enrichment for you, and you were doing your own thing, so I'm glad we're getting a little Ripley dose now. We did get to see you do a pretty darn cool stalk when you were watching Shadow. That is one thing. I think that was our Monday live post. Ripley, indeed. A lot of people exclaiming their excitement to see Ripley. Ellen Simmons getting excited about Ripley because you're one of her sponsors. Thanks again, Ellen, for sponsoring our rescues. You know, I feel like that's something maybe that we hear about on live posts, and I should take more time to kind of explain our sponsorship program, and that here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we're home to all these rescues, and that these rescues can be a part of your extended family through our sponsorship program. I just mentioned, and I'm sure plenty of people could pipe up during this live post who are not only sponsors in general, but sponsors of some of the cats that we've seen on this live post. And very simply, it allows you to not only form a bond with that cat, but obviously support them here in their life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. It helps pay for their habitat costs, veterinary expenses, things like that. And not only is there kind of that, pat on the back of you doing something awesome for one of our rescues here and supporting them in that special way, but you also get to hear updates. Maybe the cat is getting a new friend. You hear updates on mergers. Maybe the cat's moving to a different habitat, moves, as well as any type of medical updates that your rescue might be having. So it's very, very awesome, and one of the many ways to plug in and make a difference for our cats here. And I appreciate so many of you who are watching as opposed to already sponsor. But as always, there are tons of different ways to get involved at TWS, and with sponsorship being a great opportunity and a more kind of unique opportunity. I think it's a very, a high touch point way to support us. You hear a lot from people like Julie, who runs our sponsorship program rather. And just a great way to stay connected and know that you're making a difference for the cats here, and a cat that you have chosen, you yourself. Off you go, she says, I'm grooming. Holy buckets, Wendy saying, I sponsor 6 amazing cats. That's so wonderful, Wendy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is quite the extended TWS family, if you ask me. Faith, those are some beautiful ear tufts. I need to keep up with those ear tufts. Ripley's kind of cruising around her habitat. I think she's wondering what Bobcat Buddy's up to. at that long leg. Very indicative of a lynx. Those back legs are going to be longer than the front legs. Cool to see Ripley doing a little stretch for us, a little supermodel stretch. Let's see. Look at this, Miss Shadow.
She's landscaping again.
I'm landscaping. And I'm still a little curious about that fluffball lynx across the way, Hey, Michael, look at that. Rocking your sponsors proudly. You have Mansa, Tarek, Ava, Rainier, Aria. Wow, quite the eclectic mix of big and medium cat, Michael. That's very generous and very appreciated. Quite the sponsorship family.
Judson, not to interrupt you, but did you show them Buddy? Did you see Buddy?
Where's Buddy?
He's out and Tao's out, and then you'll do all of Roar Ridge and Roar
Oh
Island.
my word.
Every single cat. Well, I guess aside from Miko, but we'll count Ripley on behalf of both of them.
Buddy, there you are. Well, I had a hunch that Ripley was curious about what was going on down the way, and lo and behold, there goes. Oh, there we go. Hey, Mr. Bud.
A new one.
Well,
All your nicknames.
yeah, Buddy's got a handful of nicknames. But I'm glad that we got a little dose of Buddy there for some reason. The internet was getting with me. Debbie Sams is asking, is that Brianna with you? Why, Debbie, I think you might have just heard that cackle in the background. It is, it is. There she is. And Brianna, why don't you walk with me for a moment?
Okay.
And Brianna, you know, we got to highlight some of the interns at the beginning of the post. And, you know, it's a bittersweet time here at the Sanctuary. Let me try to get it before I start chatting. But it's a bittersweet time here at the Wildcat Sanctuary.
Speaking of nicknames.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Let's walk all the way over to Winona because she's playing with her enrichment right now.
Well, we saw all the cats in Roar Ridge,
Yes.
so that worked.
Yes. Bittersweet because we're not only saying goodbye to just one of our media interns. Brianna, you are signing off after 6 months
I am.
of kicking butt as a TWS media intern. And hey, I just get one last chance to bring you in on a live post and try to embarrass you, but in truth, you know, thank you and kind of give everyone else a platform to thank you and appreciate you for sharing all the time that you've spent with us here in the Cats.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. I've definitely enjoyed my time. It's been cold. My little Floridian-ness is kind of...
Your inner Floridian?
Yeah, my inner Floridian's kind of like...
It's still, your inner Floridian, I feel like should have at least been a little less beat up after experiencing this Minnesota winter.
I've definitely grown a little bit of a tougher, thicker skin. Temo recently, when they came, they're like, oh, it's cold. And I'm like, I'm okay, it's fine. It's like 30 degrees. But yes, I've definitely enjoyed the cold, but I'm definitely ready to go home into 80-degree weather.
Yes, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And, you know, I think, Brianna, it's been awesome, you know, not only watching you grow, you know, but watching you, you know, just really kind of become enthusiastic and really kind of plug in and feel, you know, in your gut, you had that fire in your belly for wanting to make a difference for the cats here and caring about the people who are watching right now who are helping make a difference for these cats. So just like you, just like I like showering them with thanks and appreciation, I want to do the same to you.
Yes, of course, thank you.
We are very thankful for you, Brianna. We'll miss you very much.
I'll miss you guys as well.
Yeah, and look at Winona's taking a drink. This is a toast to you, Brianna. So she says, thank you and a toast to Miss Brianna and good luck with your future endeavors wherever life may lead you. Wow, quite the toast, Miss Winona. I have never. Yes, thank you. And let's see here. I'm just going to dip my finger into every single pie because I've been remiss about this for a while. Timo, why don't you come over here and stand here for a second?
Your turn.
Timo, life has been busy. I'm gonna bring you right next to me for a moment. But life has been busy, and we're saying goodbye to Brianna. And life is busy sometimes, and I want to feature all of our media interns as much as possible to let them know how important they are to me and how important they are to making my job what it is so we can bring the cats to the people. And you've been here for how long, Timo? 2 months?
About 2 months.
And I don't think that I have turned the camera on you like this for a live post. So first of all, everyone can drink in this wonderful Canadian tuxedo.
Denim on denim.
But just, and I'd love for you to introduce yourself and just give a quick little elevator pitch on who you are and what your experience has been like after 2 months here at the Wildcat Sanctuary.
Yeah, so I'm Timo. Being here has been so great. I've learned so much about just the captive wildcat crisis, and then working with these cats is incredible. And then, you know, got Judson right here with me all the time, he's made me such a better professional at like what I do.
Timo, thank you.
Every day.
Well, that's
Judson.
that's very, very kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Brianna, it's never is it out with the old, in with the new. It's, you know, we always appreciate all of our interns equally and the impact that they have on not just the cats, but the people too. We're fortunate to kind of being the viewing glass into the Wildcat Sanctuary, and for you all to kind of partake in what you're making possible here. So it's a privilege to be in the types of positions that we are, and I just don't want that to fall short with you all of how happy we are to be doing what we're doing and just bringing the cats that we all love so much to the big world out there. Yeah. And Timo, you're from Texas. I want to remind everybody about Timo's from Texas. And this is actually the farthest north Timo has ever traveled. So howdy doody, that is pretty cool. And just like I said to Brianna, I don't think this winter is one to judge Minnesota off of, Timo. I might have to invite you back here another year to see what you're really made of. Alrighty, I don't know, I must have had my Wheaties this morning or something, but I've been chatting along, and I think we've had a lovely sanctuary stroll, lots of cats and people today. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in and making all things Wildcat Sanctuary possible, from the amazing people who care for the cats to the compassionate lives of the rescues themselves we get to enjoy. And Winona is enjoying a staring contest with Timo right now, it looks like. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in today, and we look forward to having you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary soon.